Provost Taylor, Dean Lawton, faculty, staff, family, friends, and most especially, the College of New Jersey graduating class of 2015. My name is John Leonard, and I am the current chair of the Department of Music, and it is my distinct pleasure to welcome you all to our Department of Music commencement ceremony this morning. The College of New Jersey Brass Quintet will now call our ceremony to order. Welcome to the College of New Jersey, where the sun always shines, the faculty, staff, and students are all exceptionally good looking, and all of our graduates drive Maseratis. I have been told by some of our students that this statement has become my trademark welcome over the past year. In the interest of academic integrity, I must cite, however, that I adapted this greeting from my colleague, Dr. Gary Feinberg, who I believe based it upon Garrison Keillor's weekly edition of News from Lake Wobegon and his Prairie Home Companion radio broadcasts. In preparing my remarks for this morning's ceremony, I considered whether or not to use this welcome. I questioned if it was appropriate for a day such as this. Its words are obviously not to be taken at face value. Our attractive, well-tanned graduates can choose whichever exotic sports car they wish after today. This lighthearted greeting, however, does call attention to what those of us on this stage, both the students and the faculty alike, value in our lives and in our educations. So I decided to go ahead and begin with it today. American popular culture bombards our youth, perhaps today more than ever before, with the message that beauty, money, and material possessions are what are important in life. They are told that without these markers of personal success that they will never find happiness. And heaven forbid they ever ask for help in attaining said success. It is a sign of weakness to rely on anyone else's expertise. I know that parents and grandparents present today, myself among them, learned long ago not to believe all the hype. What's extraordinary to me is how obvious it is that the young men and women seated in front of you this morning do not believe it either. These remarkable graduates, more than any other class I have worked with since coming to the College of New Jersey, have chosen over the past 4 years not to invest their time and energy into superficial acquisitions and impossible dreams, but in faith in themselves and the passion for what they do. In my opinion, they get it. Each of these graduates has exhibited to us as a faculty time and time again their passion for teaching, learning, and performing. The faculty here can all share many moments on this stage and others in the studio, in rehearsals, and in the classroom when we have been moved by these outstanding students' performance and desire to always improve. They have embraced their education, trusted in their abilities to let it transform them as individuals, and made it their own. The value of their investment in themselves is priceless. Let me share a story with you. Although it is drawn from my own experience, I am confident many of you will have a similar one to tell, so you will relate quickly. When I was a senior in high school auditioning for undergraduate music programs, my parents would often hear from their friends something along the lines of, "How nice. John is going to be a music major. But what is he really going to do?" I admit at 18 years old in the musical Big Fish of my high school, I did have some slight delusions of grandeur regarding the life of a musician. I had not yet dealt with the heartbreaking rejections that come as part of this career. I was, however, lucky enough to have parents who believed not just in my talents and hard work, but in my passion for making music and teaching. Even though they knew it would not be easy, and most likely not include the fame and money I dreamed of at that time, they recognized the joy it brought me and knew that no other occupation would ever satisfy me. I share this story because the other thing that this class of 2015 gets is that living a passionate and meaningful life is not a solo act. They each understand that they will not find success entirely on their own, and like me, they have family, friends, and teachers who recognize and believe in their passion too. If you have attended any performance by these students over the past 4 years, you know what an amazing community of love and support they have built for one another here. They could not perform together the way they do without it. The same care for one another's growth and success as a person and musician on the stage is also evident when this audience is not present. What you see and feel here today, this feeling of being a part of something larger than just one graduate's accomplishments, something truly special, is honestly what it has been like almost every day for the faculty working with these amazing human beings. What a privilege for me and my colleagues it has been to share in this spirit for 4 years. So to the class of 2015, on behalf of the faculty, I thank you. So I will close my remarks with this thought. A career in music is hard. It will knock you down, guaranteed. And friends, if it hasn't yet, I can assure you it will. It may have you questioning your talent, your intelligence and purpose in life. Sometimes it may even knock you down so hard you may not get back up for a long time. But that investment that you've made in yourself and your community here over the past 4 years, that passion for making music, teaching music, studying music, alone and together, will reignite in you and you will get yourself up, brush yourself off, and find your way back to that path you have chosen to take as musicians. To the class of 2015, you have followed your hearts and made the right choice. So when, if ever, you decide to buy that Maserati, I can assure you it will only be icing on the cake, because your life will be overflowing already with passion, beauty, meaning, and music. Thank you. It has become a tradition at our departmental commencement ceremony to invite the graduating senior with the highest cumulative GPA to speak on behalf of his or her class. Please join me in welcoming Joseph Pagani, Senior Music Education Major.
Faculty, friends, and family. I'm so glad I was given the opportunity to speak to you at this morning's ceremony. I'm sure I speak on behalf of a lot of my colleagues when I say that we're glad that we got a late start today, because if we can handle 8 a.m. theory, we can handle this, just with a little less problem. I spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to start this speech. There's always a good standby of defining music using Webster's dictionary, some vague, we did it, or pulling out a lightsaber and yelling to infinity and beyond, which is a mixed metaphor that happened at one of my graduations. But since most of these people know me and know that if someone else came up here and started with a lot of cliches, you could audibly hear my eyes roll. So I decided against it. So we might as well get all the cliches out of the way first. Graduation is not going to make us all instantly best friends. Some of us are ready to go on to other schools, some of us are ready to go start teaching our own students, and our lives may never cross paths again. And that's okay. We may fall out of touch, but there is one thing we all have in common. We're a family. Like I said, graduation isn't going to magically make us all best friends, but I'd like to see someone in here admit they love their family 100% all the time. Especially when you're all very close together and experiencing the same things. We know the look of someone who was in the music building till 11 o'clock the night before trying to learn Happy Birthday for a keyboard exam. We learned that the two longest musical events are John Cage's As Slow as Possible and a concert of Peter Shipley's Choral Hijinks. We all know what a baritone and a flobo is, and we also know they shouldn't have existed. You learned from Brian Brown all about how you should have a window in your classroom, and I guess about brass too. You figured out that these concert titles are good to whisper buzzwords. Shadows. Duality. Pulse. You've survived not one, not two, but 6 core sequence guides. We counted. You were somehow able to write a music tech patch in code for Dr. Nakra until you told her you did it, because then she would say, let's try and make it fly, and you would try and add it, and then it would never, ever work again. Dr. Heisler is the reason you break out into the Zuni lullaby, Native American chants, or Bollywood songs, and somehow don't find that strange. You learned that for a Wednesday recital, and they will always be Wednesdays, that any piece can magically become 6 minutes long when you write it on that paper. You lied a lot. You thought you were the coolest person on campus when you put your lunch in a brown bag and then came to the brown bags. You're still not exactly sure where Mark is. And no, I don't know where Mark is. You walked out for a 5-minute practice break and found yourself in the lounge for 2 hours. I'm glad I didn't turn my mic off. And hear golden conversations. Like when we were able to have Professor McKinney talk about who he thought the most attractive composer was. For everyone's information, he decided it was Ravel, or Beethoven, specifically from the year 1803. And after constantly explaining to non-majors that you actually did take classes, you became proficient in keyboard, conducting, your own instrument, other instruments. You learned how to sing, how to listen really carefully to see if Dr. McMahon would make a dry joke under his breath, and exactly how much ice cream you can eat while writing a paper. Essentially, how to be a functioning adult musician. But at the end of this, you are a musician. All the skills we thought we were just jumping through hoops for are there. And no matter how much we can joke about all the silly things that happened over the last 4 years and over 131 credits, we've gained as much knowledge about music as we have about ourselves. I'm sure we all have a favorite memory about something that happened in each professor in this department. These people took us under their wings. They mentored us. They kicked our butts when we needed to. They made us grow, think, and learn, whether we wanted to or not. And when you get sucked into the lounge, we might not all have the same stories, but we have similar ones. For the most part, we have been in this building 7 days a week for the majority of the last 4 years. We've been a part of each other's lives. RuPaul says we get to choose our family. We get to choose the people we're around. I am your family, we are family here. That's what makes this place special. Like I said before, graduation didn't make us magically all best friends. And you know, we're not even just all magically family. It didn't just happen because of one event. We've been a part of each other's lives, and we are a family. So I guess you can say we did it. But when we say it, we know exactly what we did to get here, completely without cliche. Thank you, and congratulations to the TCNJ Music Class of 2015.
Thank you, Joe. I spoke earlier, and so did Joe, about the amazing community of students that exists within our department. The musical performances that are part of our ceremony today are a perfect example of the sense of family and care our students have for one another. Please welcome from the class of 2015, Alyssa Aiello and Laura Henry, and from the class of 2016, Justin Poskanka, to perform the musical interlude. Commencement is one of the most unique and memorable moments in a person's life. Each of the individuals receiving their degrees today have worked very hard to accomplish their goals. Not only will these graduates hopefully remember this moment for a long time to come, but also remember the people who are sharing it with them today. In this spirit, we respectfully ask that our guests in the audience please hold their applause during the presentation of degrees until all of these remarkable young men and women have received their diploma. The faculty look forward to then joining family and friends in acknowledging the achievements of our graduates together. I would like now to invite Dr. Suzanne Hickman and Dr. Gary Feinberg to assist with the presentation of degrees.
Jacqueline Dana Briggs. Jessica Lee Pierce. Olivia Rose Parada. Ashley Edith Ayers. Chelsea Lauren Hogendorn. Diana Marie Bethy. Kathleen Renee Kershaw. Tyler Michael Kudia. Daniel Patrick Malloy Jr. Justin Shepard Binnix. Laura Elizabeth Henry. Ronald James Pruitt. Alyssa Lynn Ayello. Agnes Kalinowski. Eden Michelle Roberts. Kyle Richard Sheen. Brian James Lamb. Shannon McGovern. Bronson Manley. James Robert Tucker. Lucas Anthony Sonny. David Robert McNally. Austin Barney. Manuel Martinez. Rebecca Lynn Hoffler. Jacob Michael Lenhart. Megan Sylvia McAbee. Joseph Robert Pagan. Amy Marie Ferry. Eric Trask. Eileen Sarah O'Driscoll. Ellen Samantha Platten. Jasmine Chen. Sarah Joy Zalecki. Gerardo Aquino. Thomas M. Scasta. Alexander Scott Mason. Marley Ruane Kemp. Zachary Tran Berkman. Stephen R. Thompson.
We are pleased to continue our ceremony in the most appropriate way possible, live music. We will have 2 student performances featuring members of the classes of 2015, 2016, and 2017. These student performers represent not only the Department of Music, but also other majors from across campus who are active members of our ensembles and our wonderful TCNJ music student community. First will be the College of New Jersey Saxophone Quartet, followed by an ensemble made up of members of our college chorale, performing Stephen Sondheim's Known as Alone, arranged by Brian Lang, class of 2015.